Alright, I am back with another Destiny 2 video. We are one day before the launch of the community event tomorrow, which will be rebuilding the Elixni Quarter by grinding out a whole bunch of activities that we've been doing for the last full season / 5 years. I've already kind of expressed my concerns about that community event and its structure in a previous video, so I won't fully rehash that. Probably will circle back to some of that stuff once the community event actually launches, and we can see if I'm right or wrong about my concerns there. Today, I wanted to talk about potential predictions for Season 19 before any further leaks happen and before Bungie may start talking about things themselves. I know there is a data mine cutscene out there that exists. I have not watched it. I'm not planning to watch it unless it gets spoiled for me, and then I might as well. Please do not spoil it for me. Please do not post about it in the comments. That should go without saying, but this is the internet, and that's how it works. In terms of the actual kind of season launch, I do wonder if once that cutscene happens, then maybe Bungie will do some stuff the week before. We have been in this like total silence until the day of launch bubble for the last few seasons now. Bungie will talk about all the sandbox changes and PvP ladders and whatever coming, but they will not talk about anything about the actual season itself until it is here. Hoping that changes. I don't really like that format, but until then, we just speculate, and that's what I'm doing here. Apologies for my voice, as ever. I am constantly sick. I got sick from flying this time to Seattle, and now I'm back. And then hopefully I won't get everyone sick over Thanksgiving. I will be gone Thursday through Sunday, so no videos then, obviously. I'll be writing to some extent. Anyway, Season 19 predictions. There are a few common threads that I think we need to kind of tie together, because it's a weird situation where last time when they revealed Witch Queen, they revealed it pretty much the day the season before Witch Queen launched. But here, we have already gotten Lightfall revealed at the beginning of this season, but we have this mystery gap where we don't know anything about the season before Lightfall, and we know a lot more about Lightfall itself. So that creates a situation where we know where we have to go. We have to go to Neptune, we have to go to Neomuna, we got to meet the Cloud Striders, and then at least we know one specific thing that happens in that, I guess two specific things. Osiris is awake again. We don't know how that happens or what form he is taking exactly. And then we know Callus is launching himself over to Neomuna to invade it. So those two things kind of, you would think, would have to happen over the course of this next season. So we know Callus's consciousness has been pretty much fully transferred from the Leviathan to the Pyramid on the Moon. The Pyramid on the Moon now has to leave. It has to leave, and it like kind of reshapes, and it's got Callus's face on it now, and it goes to Neomuna. So I am wondering how that will play out in the game itself. It is possible nothing happens next season, and there's just some opening cutscene that is the pyramid digging itself out of the depths of the moon and heading over there. I would assume like we kind of have to remove the pyramid from Shadowkeep. Like you can currently go down there and see the pyramid still in Shadowkeep, and that's going to be a weird situation because they're not sunsetting the Shadowkeep campaign. They're not content vaulting expansions anymore, so the pyramid will still have to be there for the end of the Shadowkeep campaign, but it will technically have left and gone to Neptune. So I don't know what's going to happen with that or how they're going to handle that. Osiris being revived, that's a whole other thing. This season, we have gotten at least some conversation with Saint. Saint was asking Eido if she knew anything that could revive Osiris, who has just been in a coma ever since he was been possessed by Savathun and then given back to us when she left his body. The running theory is that maybe we do this Nezarec ritual, and Nezarec has shown himself to be an entity that it talks about like... I think there's an entry where it might be Delicate Tomb, where he talks about admiring someone who's able to flow in and out of different shapes. I think he's talking about Savathun, and the theory goes that we do this ritual for Nezarec, Nezarec gets resummoned and possesses Osiris. And then that's how Osiris wakes up with the help of Nezarec. I don't love this theory because the idea of possessing Osiris twice in like 2 years seems kind of weird and on the nose. I don't know if it could be some thing like Osiris is resurrected as himself, but he like shares his consciousness with Nezarec or something, and it's like some internal struggle now, rather than just like Nezarec piloting his body around. That would be a better solution to me, because I think it's just kind of mean at this point to resurrect Osiris for Saint and then have him be somebody else again. That would be a little awkward. We'll see what happens there. One alternate theory for the Nezarec resurrection ritual, which we have heard about but have not seen. I don't know if that is the ending cutscene or if that could be the beginning of the next season or whatever. Is that it might involve Eido somehow getting powers or Eido getting possessed. There have been a few indications in the past about either Eido or Mithrax or both of them getting either the lights or some sort of power or something. It has been kind of a running theme this season where Mithrax and Eido are kind of lamenting the fact that, you know, they're literally house lights, they're allied with us, they're trying to serve the Traveler, and then it's the Lucent Hive and Savathun that were gifted the light, and even Aramis has been gifted stasis in the darkness, and like they have nothing, and that sucks. So I think we are going toward a future where one or both of them, or the house light or something, gets powers, whether those are light powers or darkness powers, maybe, we don't know. This also is kind of an adjacent Osiris theory, is that maybe when he resurrects, he has access to darkness powers, but not light powers, given that his ghost, Segura, is dead, so he can't have the light anymore. And then also we know that a big plot point is the discovery of Strand in the next game, and since we know Osiris is a main NPC, the next expansion is a main NPC in Lightfall, it seems like those two may go together, and Osiris is somehow our Strand person. There is something in the promotional materials for Lightfall that talks about how Osiris has visions of hope on Neptune. So this has something to do with him waking up and telling us we have to go to Neptune, whatever. It is also very important to note that the way we first heard about Neptune even existing at all, although we didn't know it at the time, was during the Witch Queen. The Witch Queen Glaive quest, the end of that had a transmission hidden log thing or whatever that talked about Rasputin having knowledge of a human settlement that no one had ever heard of called Nephele Stronghold. And Nephele is like, when you look that up, it's like a cloud nymph or something. And like we looked that up ahead of time, but that didn't mean anything to us. Obviously now we know with the Cloud Striders, this is this. The stronghold he knew about is Neomuna, is on Neptune. So that raises the question of, if Rasputin told us this in Witch Queen, is Rasputin going to come back into the storyline and we are going to have a Rasputin-based season where it's partially about him, it's partially about Osiris, and this is the return of Rasputin. We have been predicting a Rasputin season for a very long time now. Obviously, there's been the eternal call for a Siva season. A Rasputin season does not necessarily mean a Siva season, as is the case way back in Season of the Worthy, which was a Rasputin season that did not actually have anything to do with Siva. But Rasputin has been essentially in an engram that was taken off Mars for a very long time now. Mars is back. Mars came back with the Witch Queen. It was undarkness shrouded, and it exists now. Anna Bray was seen in kind of the initial cutscene that launched this year, where they gathered everyone from the tower, and there was lore that she is working on building Rasputin some sort of superpowered exo body for him to inhabit. So even if he doesn't become a full Warminds again with his full range of power, the idea is that he was going to be given some sort of NPC form. That has not happened yet. So the theory is like, when is that going to happen? Like, they have to come back to that storyline at some point. So maybe that time is now. Maybe, we boot up Exo Rasputin, and then he's like, hey guys, there's this stronghold on Neptune, and him and Osiris figure out a way that they contact them or something. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here, but like, these are the facts. Like, Osiris does have to be resurrected. Osiris does gain visions or some knowledge of Neptune. Rasputin is apparently the only one who currently knows about this stronghold, besides, I guess, maybe the Witness. And he has been stuck in this engram ever since Beyond Light. So that storyline has been a long time coming, and nothing has come from it yet. And we are approaching almost 2 years of nothing with him or Anna Bray being developed, which is bad. So there are a lot of threads here, and I don't think this can contain them all. We have Eido and Drifter and Eris and Mithrax and Osiris and Saint and Nezarec and Rasputin and Anna. Like, we can't have all of them in a season, so some of the things I'm saying here are probably not going to come to fruition, and I'd be amazed if 1 or 2 of them did. But we do have a number of clues, probably more than usual, given how much we know about Lightfall and where we're going, that could indicate the direction of next season. In terms of, I had a theory that Bungie said that they would bring back Black Armory weapons as soon as Eido 1 had a role in the story again. Not predicting that for next season, certainly, but if this is going to be an Osiris season, and it's about Saints resurrecting Osiris, that could be a way to bring Season of the Dawn weapons back, because Saint and Osiris reuniting was the main point of that season. So that seems like that could be a time where those weapons are brought back. And that is probably some of my favorite weapons the game has ever made, including my beloved Sidearm Breachlight, but I love Perfect Paradox. I love the Scout Rifle, whose name I can't remember right now. There's a lot of good weapons in that expansion, and I do hope to see them, and it seems like if there was a time for them to come back, maybe that's now. That would not be the case if we do a whole Rasputin season, but I guess we'll find out. So those are kind of my overarching theories as to where we're going. I do not expect anything to be answered at least until next reset, which would be the final reset before the season launches the week after, I believe, if my timing is correct there. And that seems like the most logical time that we would get the cutscene, and then that would give us probably a more clear indication of where we're going. Again, please do not spoil the cutscene. If you've seen it, just don't be a dick. Thank you. Okay, so those are my current thoughts, and we will see what happens tomorrow. I will wait till the event launches tomorrow to record something after, just to kind of see how it's going. That will be a long-term project, because we're not going to rebuild the whole quarter in a day here. It feels like we kind of know what this will be like, and I don't think I'm not expecting any wild surprises. I know this is not a secret exotic thing or something, but we'll just see how it goes. So anyway, thanks for watching, and find me over at Hive Social at Paul Tassi, where we're all moving and migrating now, but no one ever watches to the end of videos anyway, so I probably should have done that. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys soon.